Alright, fellow YouTubers, it's me again, and this is the first video for my vlog channel. Basically, this is about my journey to dentures. As you can probably already tell by the way I'm trying to enunciate my words, I'm doing it around the fact that I have no damn teeth. um, I mean, it should be painstakingly obvious I have no teeth. And I learned some time ago that I'm not that vain. Maybe back in my teens and tweens, whatever, I might have been. But at the age of 27, or maybe even sooner than that, while I was still in the service, I started to go bald right here at the crown of my head. I went in to get a haircut, and I was told, yeah, you're getting real thin right here at the crown. And eventually it just took all this, and all I have are the sides and down the back, and that's it. All the rest of this, boom, clean. And I remember thinking to myself, you know what? If I don't have the full head of hair anymore, I would probably look better with none of it. I hate that halo deal, which I got a little bit going on, but it's really not ready yet to shave off. If anybody knows a way to remove hair off your head to just nothing but smooth skin without going somewhere and get it zapped with lasers, please let me know. I mean, I know there's shaving cream and a razor, but I'm good at doing that to my face when I have that, but not where I can't see what I'm doing. So I use a pair of trimmers and I just take it down as far as it'll go and buzz the snorkels out of it. But getting off subject, which I think a lot of YouTubers do when they do this kind of thing. This is a vlog, and I guess this is what that is for. But I'm not vain. I don't care who knows if I have dentures or not. I really don't care. As long as they look good, and as long as, most importantly, as long as they're functional, I don't give a damn at all. Who knows whether I do or whether I don't have dentures. I think if you look at some of my older videos on my main channel, when I talk, you can probably see my actual teeth in there. Going into this December 4th for the complete extraction, I'll say complete. I don't remember how many teeth were removed, but I had already had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teeth removed. 7 that I'm sure were removed. But there's a little glitch in time. I'm not sure if I had a single tooth removed or not. I remember the dentist office. God, Dr. Hires. I mean, I can't exactly remember the name, but I remember going to a dentist office because they were doing things for veterans that day, and you could get a filling or an extraction for free if you were a veteran. Obviously, you had to provide that information to prove that you were a veteran. And I do remember going through that process, and I do believe I had an extraction. But the first teeth I ever had removed were my wisdom teeth because they were all impacted. They never came out properly. They were all sitting sideways. So the chewing surface of the teeth were here instead of on top like they should have been. They never came out of the gum. They just, God knows why, they were all sideways back there. And they were extracted when I was in the military. It had gotten to the point that the pain was so goddamn bad. I was eating Motrin like it was freaking candy. No joke. My roommate would tell me the next day that I was moaning and whimpering in my sleep. And I would probably chew down about 3 or 4 800 milligram Motrins before I went to bed. And apparently they had no effect on the pain because my roommates tell me, yeah, you were moaning and whimpering in your sleep, dude. And he said, you know what? I think it's time you went and did something because the Motrin ain't doing a damn thing. I think you need to go have them pulled. I, probably like most people, don't like the dentist. I've had needle phobia since I was a toddler. And I think that needle phobia came into existence because the nurse who gave me my vaccination shots, she wasn't exactly the friendly type. I mean, she took my arm and she kind of went, bam, like I was a fucking junkie or she was shooting herself up. That's how she stuck me. There was no prep. There was no, oh, you might feel a sting or whatever. She just had that arm and jabbed the shit out of me. That's boom. And I do remember, I'm 52 years old. My memory's not that good. But when it comes to what my mind clarifies as an event, I remember events quite clearly. I do distinctly remember when she stabbed me like I was a crack whore junkie, I slapped her in the face. And I was a little kid, 6 or 7, and I slapped her in the face, jumped off the table, and ran out. That was my reaction. Yeah, I got reprimanded by my parents, and that was just the first shot. And there were more to come. Uh, but, I got dealt with by my parents, went back in, got the remainder of the shots, and that started the needle phobia. While in service, I got tattoos. I have 4 tattoos. I got 2 on this arm, and I've got 2 on this arm. It was my way to try and deal with the needle phobia. And I was completely fine with the tattoos. The only thing that really hurt were the outlines. And then when they did the coloring, the tattoo artist, they were all done by the same person while I was in San Francisco. He used multiple needles for the coloring, and that felt so damn good. It was like almost getting a massage. But yeah, that was me working on the needle phobia. And this was sometime after the extractions. I was really nervous though when it came time to have those wisdom teeth pulled because the pain was just so damn bad. And even in my own mind, I knew, you know what, this pain is not going to quit until the source has been eliminated, which means these teeth are going to come up. Um, a lot of people kept telling me, oh, you're going to get dry socket, blah, 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 blah. Okay, you don't get dry socket. I mean, you have to do some pretty stupid shit in order to get a dry socket. It doesn't just happen on its own accord. You have to do something like, oh, I don't know, not do what the dentist tells you to do post surgery. If you want to suck through a straw or whatever, you're setting yourself up for possible dry socket. So when I went in, the officer who was the dentist said, we can pull 2 of these now, and then later on down the line, maybe a month or 2 from now, you can come back and we'll take out the other 2. And my response to him was, no, everybody's been giving me shit about dry socket, so you're going to take all 4 of them now. Because if you take 2 and I get a dry socket, I'm not coming back. So they numbed me up and took all 4 of them. And then, of course, I had to deal with the pressure. I had no idea that all the rest of my teeth were going to start hurting after that because now these wisdom teeth were gone and there was no pressure on them, so they were starting to spread out a little. So all of them started to ache. But it wasn't, a couple of weeks maybe that lasted, and then it all quit, and it was like, yay. All that pain is gone. And then I went to that dental thing for veterans, a free filling or a free extraction, and I had a tooth pulled. I don't even remember which one it was. I don't even remember if it was an upper or a lower. The only thing about that event I remember was actually filling out the paperwork and providing the proof that I was a veteran in order to get this service for free. But I do think it was an extraction. But like I said, I don't remember upper, lower. I don't recall. Uh, might have been an upper, may have been a molar, because I only had 1 molar up here at the time of my final extractions. But then a few years ago, I had 3 up here pulled because they started to hurt. And it was bad. I wasn't doing the motion thing, but I was going through that damn little tube of Oreo like it was going out of style. It was bad. So I figured they were going to take the one because I had canines. So basically, if I smiled a certain way, all you would see were the canines. So it looked like I had vampire fangs. And those were my actual teeth. And I had teeth right behind those. So I had my normal row of teeth, but then I had these exaggerated canines right here. And they weren't flush with the rest of my teeth. You could go over my jawline and go hump it over, and this would hump it over. So it was like I had two teeth in one spot right there. I had the canines, which were over exaggerated, but they were my actual teeth. And then I had the appropriate teeth that actually belonged there behind those in the gum line. So this one started to hurt real bad. And I wanted it taken out. And I went to Aspen Dental. They're the ones that removed those three teeth. But I said, I need this one pulled. It's killing me. And not only did they take that one, actually, so it was a total of four teeth. Four teeth. They took the exaggerated canine, the tooth directly behind it, and then the two next to it. Boop, gone. So I was a little nervous when we scheduled to have the rest of them removed. I mean, this wasn't going to be the first time I'd ever been in that chair and had teeth pulled, but it will be the first time that everything would be taken in one go. So that that would be a new thing. I mean, I'm no stranger to getting stabbed with a needle and numbed up, but that many teeth, holy crap! I know there's going to be a lot of stickings, pull back, stick over here, pull back, stick over here. I knew what was coming. So, I didn't go blind into this whole situation. But you need to understand, a lot of people talk about, um, why did you get your teeth removed? What happened? And I've been watching a lot of other YouTubers, like My Reason to Smile, Your Favorite Denture Wearer, um, and there are others, Spider Liz. They're all very motivational. And I searched YouTube, came across these channels because I was looking for knowledge to prep myself for dentures. Now my mindset's completely different, but there were some other channels that I didn't subscribe to that I watched, and they talked about people asking you, why did you lose your teeth, or how did you lose your teeth, and they were talking about the stigma of tooth loss and dentures. Some people, yes, drugs, crack, rot your teeth out. That's one way to lose them. And usually that's the default for most people. Oh, you lost all your teeth. You must have been a crack user, drug addict. No. You can also lose your teeth through an accident, whether it be an automobile accident, you took a spill, busted your jaw across the sink, you could have gotten a fight, you could have had periodontal disease. I think I pronounced that correctly. Periodontal disease. Um, if somebody lost their teeth because I think it was My Reason to Smile, she threw up a lot, and that destroyed the enamel on her teeth. And there were other incidences that there were extenuating circumstances in her case because of a surgery she underwent that led ultimately to the destruction of her teeth. Kudos to her. She got through it. She's doing great. She's happy. She's confident. She loves her dentures. In my case, my tooth loss has nothing to do with any of the aforementioned ways you can lose your teeth. I'm diabetic. That's where my teeth went. Um, I was diagnosed with diabetes in 2012. And looking back at that time, 2012, I sit there and think back, holy crap, there's got to be at least a decade of some of the worst dietary foods in my life that I ate. I ate junk food. I mean, I ate all kinds of garbage. And it was because it was denied to me as a kid. Because I was ADHD, I was on Ritalin, and there were things I could not have. I could not drink anything with red food coloring. I could not eat anything with red food coloring. I could not have any sugar. I could not have any chocolate. I couldn't have ketchup. Hello, red food coloring. Um, there were a lot of things that were removed off my diet. I was introduced to things like carob covered raisins instead of chocolate, which I actually liked the carob covered raisins. They were actually really good. Anything carob, I liked it. I thought it was a pretty damn decent substitute for chocolate. But when I finally left home, went into the military, did my own thing, I started eating everything I was denied as a kid. And it led to diabetes. I am diabetic type 2, just so you know. I am not dependent on insulin. Though, unfortunately, I do inject myself weekly with Ozempic, which is not insulin, but it's basically, in a nutshell, Ozempic determines how much sugar my body retains, how much it lets go. If my body doesn't have enough sugar in it, then the Ozempic helps my body to create the necessary sugar to fill that requirement. Or if I'm taking in too much sugar, it'll stop my body from releasing more into my system. I think that's the best way I can describe how Ozempic works. Um, which is kind of confusing because then I also take metformin and it stops me from absorbing sugar, period, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know if I should even be on that if I'm on Ozempic. I also take Steglatro. So I'm on 3 separate medications for diabetes, and this is 5 milligrams, by the way. And apparently all of these do have fatal side effects. All of them. Wonderful. Metformin, if you don't do what you're supposed to do when you take metformin, it can cause lactic acidosis. And that will fucking kill you better than a doornail. So there's one thing specifically that I cannot have, and that's grapefruit or grapefruit juice. And I love ruby red. And I can't no. I can't take any of it. I can't, no. I even had to call my doctor to make sure I could even at least drink Sunny Delight. Because Sunny Delight is not actually orange juice, it's a mixture of 5 different fruits. One of which there's apple in there. I think there is orange, but there's also grapefruit juice and then 2 others. But the label said contains less than 2% of the following. So, call my doctor. Hey, can I actually drink Sunny Delight because I'm on metformin? Explain the ingredients. He says, oh yeah, you should be able to drink Sunny Delight. If there's less than 2% of each in there, then you should be okay. Just stay away from straight up grapefruit juice and grapefruits, which I actually like. But what happens is if I consume grapefruit, it will block the metformin from being absorbed by the body to do what it's supposed to do. And then it'll just collect and lead to, what I said before. Lactic acidosis. I almost said it back asswards. And that will kill you. It's fatal if that occurs. So I haven't touched grapefruit juice or grapefruit since 2012 when I was diagnosed and first put on metformin. So during those undiagnosed years prior, I ate everything under the fucking sun. I don't give a damn. Candy bars. I drank nothing but Mountain Dew for 5 years. Every flavor that ever came out. Pitch Black 2, Whiteout, Voltage, Code Red, Livewire, regular Mountain Dew. I mean, every flavor they threw out there, I drank, including one from Taco Bell, because that's at that time that was the only place you could get what was it, Baja Blast. And now they got that Mountain Dew Kickstart. And mind you, none of this was diet. Nope, I will never ever drink diet anything in my life ever. No, not gonna happen. Tastes like shit. It's nasty. But my poor eating and drinking habits led to this. So my teeth were literally destroyed from within by diabetes. That's how I lost my teeth. They were becoming brittle. They were being compromised from within. I would bite into something, chew it, and a friggin' tooth would snap off. I had several teeth down here that were broken down to the gum line. Straight up, gone. My teeth were starting to turn black. I could still eat food. I didn't have any problem eating sandwiches, burgers. Anything you could eat, I could eat. Even though I had some teeth that were broken off, I was still eating. I didn't suffer any pain. The nerves down in these, I don't know. All I can assume is they were never exposed. Because I was chewing on this side of my mouth and this side of my mouth with fucked up, jagged ass teeth. The only thing I really suffered was, say, drinking something cold or eating ice cream. If that shit hit my teeth, woo, hello, straight to the brain, bro. No. So I always had to be very careful how I drank cold liquids. Because I really love some cold milk. And anything I drink, if it's not coffee, it needs to be cold. So I suffered from sensitivity to cold. Not so much the heat. Heat didn't bother my teeth at all. But the cold, yeah. So looking at my teeth, brushing my teeth, knowing brush my teeth every day. You could brush your teeth. In my situation, you could have brushed your teeth 5 times a day, and it would have done absolutely no good because the destruction was coming from inside. And no amount of brushing is going to stop that. I don't care if they created the strongest anti-cavity friggin' enamel reinforcing toothpaste in the world. It's not going to help when you're diabetic or whatever your situation is that causes your teeth to be destroyed from within. Protecting the outside is pointless when the damage is occurring within. So I did get to the point where I was, you know what? I'm having tooth pain. My teeth are coming apart. They look nasty. I know they don't hurt right now, but they're coming apart. Every now and then, a little piece will be, oh, okay. And I knew they're going to have to come out. Best to have them taken out now before I go in because of pain. But I knew they all had to be removed. And my mindset was, you know what? Take these fuckers out of my skull and give me dentures and let's be done with this already. So I had a totally different mindset going into it. There was no shock, surprise. I'd had plenty of time, more than plenty of time, to deal with the reality of what had to happen. So when I went in for that initial visit, I told the dentist right off the bat, I think they all need to come out. He did a brief little examination and he was like, you are right. They all need to come out because if you leave them in, it's going to cause more health problems later on. Which, that's what I already, yep, that's up here already. That was my whole thought process. That's what brought me here. I want to stop the further health issues. He completely understood my diabetes is what caused it. And that's my own fault. That's my own fault. I can't blame anyone else but myself. But I'm doing the right thing now by having them removed. Well, As you can see, they're already gone. Ow, I kind of stabbed my gum. But all of them are gone. And now it's made my nose itch. Good Lord. But yeah, my fingernails are getting long because I used to have a habit of biting my nails. So since I can't bite them anymore, they're getting a little bit out of hand. But yeah, the only pain I really suffered was during the local anesthesia. I knew they weren't going to put me to sleep. Why would they? They never did for the previous extractions. This is just my entire mouth. It's actually going to be no damn different. But I do have to say that the only injection that actually really friggin' hurt was when he went right up in here to kill this front row right up front. Because it felt like when he injected, it felt like it came through my damn nose or into my sinus cavity. I mean, it was like, oh, God. And it was all on this side. I felt everything on this side. Oh, holy crap. So by the time he injected this side, though, I really didn't feel this one because this side already bled over. So he did several series of injections all along the top into the roof of my mouth to kill everything. All along the bottom line to kill all of that. And they walked out of the room and they were done. A few minutes later, I couldn't feel my nose. I couldn't feel my cheeks. I couldn't feel my chin or my jaw. All of this, I swear, from my eyebrows down, it was all dead, gone. All right, so they came back in, asked me how I was doing. That was probably my response because my lips were dead, so enunciating wasn't that great. But when he started to pull a bottom tooth, whoa, hold the fucking phone. And he was like, what, can you feel that? Yes, I could feel that. So, at my request, they did another whole series of injections on the lower jaw. But sadly, when he started pulling, I could still feel them. I do not know why, but along the front, I felt every single tooth he pulled. I mean, not to the extreme. It was deadened to some extent, but I could still feel it. When he pulled the back ones, the only thing I felt was just him pulling. But up front, oh no, I felt those teeth come out. He had 2 molars up top that he had to leave. He pulled all the rest, but there were 2 molars up top that refused to let go. They didn't want to come out. So he said, all right, we'll come back to those. And that's when he went to the bottom. And that was, whew. But thankfully he did get them all out. He was very good. And that's Corner Dental. Dr. Choi was my dentist. He did a very good job. And he did it fairly quickly, despite the problems the top 2 of my top molars gave him. Did a very good job. They put me on Norco and amoxicillin. So I took those. The Norco, because I don't take narcotics. I refuse to take pain pills like that. Acetaminophen or aspirin is what I'll take, something over the counter. I won't do Percocets. I won't do the Norcos. I won't do any morphine. I won't take any of that shit. But in this case, okay, well, you're about to have your entire skull traumatized because they're going to take all of them out. And I think every extraction I ever had, when they did prescribe a pain pill, I did take it. So I took my Norcos as I was supposed to and stayed on top of it, overlapped them, so I never felt jack. The worst part of it for me was the bleeding, the oozing, the drool, having that cotton packed in. Now, I will tell you, I do smoke, and I did smoke. I learned a little trick to protect my gums. I would tuck my lips over my gums so that I could inhale on a cigarette. And that's how it happens. Sucking can pull that clot right out of the socket, and bam, that's where your dry socket comes from, because that clot comes out and it exposes the nerves underneath in that bone. Whoop. So that's how I do it to protect my gums. So I really didn't smoke the day of the extractions because of all the blood, the oozing, the gauze. So it was actually the day after that. The very next day is when I started smoking, because the very next day, all the oozing and the bleeding had actually stopped. I mean, it was, for me, it was that quick. I woke up, my pillow was clean. I even had a towel down on the pillow just to make sure. Towel was clean. I didn't bleed. It just stopped. So I never felt any pain at all. The only pain I felt since the removal has been the bone fragments coming out and being pushed out. Like right here, if I press, there's a little bit of a sore spot. So I know there's a fragment right in there still working its way out. Uh, I can pretty much, ow, yeah, there's one right there. That hurts. So there's a fragment coming out there. Down on the bottom, nothing. I can push as hard as I want. There's no pain there. I had a few fragments come out on the bottom, but I don't feel any pain. But slight pain there, major pain right there. Yeah, so there's a fragment coming out here, fragment coming out there. But that's been it. They're just uncomfortable. It's not extremely painful unless you press on it like I just did. But I'm glad I did it. And I can't wait to get these dentures, which I get them on the 4th of March, which is what, 8 days away? Hold on, let me pop up my handy dandy calendar and count the days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days from now. If you don't count today. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you count today, 9 days. So I'm looking forward to it. I have a bag of pistachios sitting up in the closet, unopened, waiting. I'm ready. I have that mindset. I want my dentures to be functional. The second wax fitting, I actually got to see what the teeth would look like because they had them all set. They weren't white, but I don't want them white. I want them to look, like average person who brushes his teeth every damn day, maybe twice a day, every day. And that's what they look like. I like the size of them. I like the shape of them. I like the color of them. And it's the weirdest thing because even when I had my own teeth and I would smile, you would barely even see my actual friggin' teeth. So to me, I've never had a smile. But to crack a smile with those wax fittings in and actually seeing friggin' teeth made me feel all kinds of ways, man. It's just something I've never seen before, even when I had my own damn teeth. So what happens on March 4th is I get my perms. I am very thankful. At first I was kind of bummed that my insurance would not cover immediate dentures, or what my dentist refers to as a healing set. But I'm glad they didn't, because that gave my mouth, I've had what? Come March 4th, I will have had 3 full months to heal, to recover. Where immediate dentures may have prolonged the recovery because of the constant irritation, and I've been eating a lot of foods that I don't think I could have touched. I didn't do the whole toast thing. I did that one time. I toasted some bread and put egg salad on there, and holy shit. That was like biting into fucking sandpaper. Yeah, that hurt like hell. I did finish the sandwiches because I was hungry. Thankfully, I didn't bleed, but I stepped up my game and got Cheetos cheese puffs. Not the crunchy ones, just the puffs. But those are harder than toast if you don't have teeth. And I could eat those. What else have I been? I could eat Ritz crackers. with my gums. Ramen noodles, Chex cereals, Rice Krispies, because they tend to sog out pretty quick in milk. So, yeah, there's still a little crunch if you get it right into it. But if you, I don't like soggy cereal. But no teeth, what choice have I got? I think the hardest thing I've eaten to date without teeth was Reese's Puffs cereal. I came to find out real quick that because of all that sugar, chocolate, peanut butter coating, they don't sog out very fast in milk. So they were quite hard when I started eating them. But ate them I did. So I definitely strengthened up my gums quite a bit. So I don't think I will suffer as much discomfort wearing the dentures because I've already done some shit with my gums to prep. Um, Eating macaroni and cheese, which is what we had for dinner tonight, but it was shells with the liquid cheese. Yeah, I'm definitely keeping my jaw muscles strong because, well, obviously to chew something, I have to make sure my gums come together so I can bite together. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, you can't. It's hard to see, but when I first started to do that, I would have some ache right here in my jaw, trying to go jaw to, gum to gum. It's hard to. But trying to close my gums to touch each other would create some pain in the muscles here because it's going further than it normally would because prior to this there were teeth there. So it was going into a different range of motion, so it created some pain, which I no longer have. But chewing that shells and cheese macaroni tonight, I got a nice workout in my jaw because, I'm chewing them with my gums. So it's giving me a nice workout. It's keeping everything toned. And the odd thing is when I sleep, my jaw tends to stay um, in the same position it was in when I actually had teeth. Muscle memory. The muscles remember the position of the jaw when I had teeth. So when I lay down to go to sleep at night, my jaw stays where it would have stayed had I still had teeth. So if I sit like this is where my jaw would normally sit with teeth. No over exaggeration. That's how my jaw was. Without teeth, obviously. But the muscle memory's still there, so it remembers where my teeth were. And just relaxing, laying down to go to sleep, that's where my jaw stays. So I didn't have to worry about waking up to that. So I'm very confident, I'm going to adjust to the dentures quickly. I'll be breaking up that bag of pistachios the first damn day. I'm probably going to record all of this when I get the dentures. Unfortunately, I did not have the foresight or maybe the desire to record the entire process and extraction because I really didn't know how they would feel about that. So I'm talking about it almost 3 months after the fact, but and I do have to agree with all the videos I've seen so far that if you're suffering tooth pain and you've been suffering it a long time because your teeth are messed up and there are foods you cannot eat anymore, do yourself the favor. Check your insurance, see if they cover it. If not, save up the money. Have your teeth removed and go whatever way you want. Whether you get implants or dentures. Personally, my favorite is dentures. Not a big fan of the whole snap-on, snap-off implant thing because I've already seen the horror stories with implants and the infections caused by implants because they don't do them right. They yank your teeth out, they drill them bitches in there right after. They don't even give you time to heal before they do that. They should wait. Give you at least 3 months to heal up before they go in and start putting in those friggin' screws for implants. Just give me dentures. I don't have to worry about toothache. What the hell is that? I will never suffer that again. Um, the only thing that drives me insane is I've always enunciated, and people have always thought that I went to college because of the way I speak and enunciate. Having no teeth makes that a challenge. Certain words I do kind of whistle when I pronounce the letters. Usually it's the S's. I just think it's hilarious because then I start thinking of Sylvester, suffering succotash. That's immediately where my mind goes. So I know I'm in a good place when it comes to dentures because I still see the humor in all of it. None of this bothers me. I'm not vain. I don't care if you know I wear dentures. I don't. Because you have nothing to do with my life, you know? This was my decision. This was my choice. I wanted it. Take them out. Give me dentures. Make sure they're functional. I'll be happy. And so, therefore, I know I have the mindset to overcome everything. My biggest challenge with dentures is going to be biting. Not so much the actual biting process, but the how much I'm biting process. I know I have to take smaller bites. So that is going to be the challenge to work on. But I swear right here in front of all of you that I will be hitting pistachios that first damn day. I also know that I'm going to have to get accustomed to speaking with them in. The good thing is that the last wax fitting, I didn't salivate as much. So maybe my mindset is so in tune with my body that, okay, we know that these are going to become something more permanent, and you're going to have these in every damn day from the time you wake up until the time you go to bed, and then you're going to take them out, and we're going to go to sleep, and then get up, and then put them in, wear them all day, go to bed, take them out, because that's my intent. I'm going to wear them all day. From the time I wake up until I go to bed, they're going to be in my face. But I'm going to take them out at night, let them soak, and give my gums a rest. That's what's going to keep me top notch, is taking care of myself. But yeah, I guess that's about it. This video currently at this point in time is now 43 minutes long, and this is without the edits, so it's going to be a little bit longer once I'm done editing. But just to let you know, this was my denture journey, and I don't regret a thing at this point. I am pain-free. Hell, I was pain-free before I got them all removed. But I knew that pain was going to come, so I just kind of preempted more pain and just had them removed. Let's get this ball going. So until my next little video on my new vlog channel, peace to you, and until then, bye.